And over the last week, Border Patrol agents stopped dozens of human smuggling attempts near El Paso. The city has declared a state of emergency as thousands of migrants cross the border. To talk more about the ongoing border crisis, we want to bring in former head of Customs and Border Patrol, Vitiello. It's good to see you again. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Natasha. Good to be with you.
And we are seeing these heartbreaking images of people in makeshift camps, people who are literally sleeping on streets overnight as temperatures plunge. Can you tell me what Border Patrol officers, meanwhile, on the ground are dealing with every single day?
Well, your reporter just showed it, that 7,600 in every 24 hours. Those are just the people who were encountered by CBP. That doesn't account for the many criminals and alien smugglers and drug smugglers that are not seen by law enforcement because they are so overwhelmed. With those kinds of numbers, every system, every facility, every workstation is covered up. The Border Patrol is the one agency in this continuum that can't say no to these folks. When those people come across the border illegally, Border Patrol is forced to deal with them by the law. And so many of them are being released. That's encouraging others to come. So this administration have made choices about what the policy is at the border. And you can see that after 2 years, it's really a mess. 2.3 million encounters last year, and we're on pace to do more than that. It's probably going to get closer to 4 million in the coming year. It's just a real bad problem. And, you know, Border Patrol, again, they're forced to deal with it. They have to take these people into custody, put them into the system, but they're not being backed up by a policy that puts a consequence on people who cross the border illegally. They're not being detained. Many of them are being released, and that's a burden on all the cities that they're going to. Mayor Adams going down there, seeing firsthand, maybe talking to Border Patrol agents about why we're in this situation, what the solutions are.
And as you mentioned, New York Mayor Eric Adams is making that visit to the border tonight. President Biden was just there as well. Do you think it's important for these politicians to get a firsthand look at the crisis going on?
Only if they listen to the boots on the ground, only if they talk to people about what the policy should be and how to solve this problem. I think the president was there for a couple of hours, no change in policy. He announced that they were going to continue to use Title 42 about certain populations, but no agreement with Mexico about them controlling their southern border, no deployment of troops by them, no Remain in Mexico program agreement. That's in U.S. law, right? The mayor talked about immigration reform. That's a great discussion for the Congress to have, but it's not going to solve the problem that we have now. What's going to solve the problem we have now is to go back to policies that work.
Well, the Biden administration is resuming construction of the border wall in Arizona. Do you think the White House is moving towards perhaps a more conservative approach when it comes to the southern border?
Well, I think they're worried about the oversight. And again, if the president, his staff, and the secretary talk to career officials who know how to solve this problem, including building infrastructure and giving our agents the advantage on the line, like building wall, then that's something that needs to happen. If that's where they're going to go, that's great. I see no evidence of them trying to change this policy. They reinstituted Title 42 for these populations, but on the other side of their mouth, they're saying that they know it's going to go away, and they didn't like it in the beginning of, during the campaign. He talked about it as a bad policy, but now he's using it because he knows the Border Patrol will be more overwhelmed than it is without it.
All right, Ron Vitiello, always appreciate your perspective and time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.